films go to die. Ah, the prom. That last big bash marking the end of high school. One last hurrah with all your old friends before you make the final step into adulthood. Being one of the biggest milestones of a young person's life, naturally, there's an instructional film showing how best to suck the life out of it. So fill out your dance card, crack open an ice-cold Coke, and enjoy the prom. It's a pleasure. Yes, come to beautiful Mobile, Alabama. We've got Coke and teenage beauty pageants. Oh, and trees apparently. Lots and lots of trees. America!
Each spring, gracious Mobile, Alabama opens its homes and hearts.
Which gets really messy.
Its traditional hospitality to young ladies from every state in the Union.
Offer void in Tennessee.
Who hope to achieve the inspiring title, America's Junior Miss.
More exploitative than Miss America, but less so than toddlers and tiaras.
Just another beauty contest?
Yes?
Oh, no.
Oh.
All contestants are judged for character, citizenship.
We had to disqualify one girl because we're pretty sure she was born in Kenya.
Ambitions, poise and demeanor, essential elements in the grooming of all young ladies.
Does Gloria Steinem know about this?
Education is the reward.
Well, we say reward, but
receive scholarships granted by the Coca-cola company.
In case you forgot who our sponsor was. She's having an episode! Quick, someone get her inhaler from the green room! This is what it's all about, folks. Sashes and tacky costume jewelry. Oh, that's a lovely bouquet of swamp grass. First, we demand the release of all political prisoners.
Is symbolic of the nation's ideal high school senior girl.
Our standards are really
the most
low.
Appropriate person to tell us about the most important social function, the high school prom.
As segues go, that one is not good. What do you mean Junior Miss isn't prestigious? Look at the size of that trophy!
It all starts with knowing whether you're going or not.
I'm not. Can I go now?
It helps if the boy is early with the invitation.
About
That
midway
way the
through
girl
freshman
feels
year.
She's his first choice. And naturally, it's only fair that the girl accept or reject as soon as possible.
Lock yourself in early.
In most places, it's customary for the boy to give the invitation in person or by telephone.
Singing telegrams are right out.
Hello?
Hi, Mary. This is Dick.
Oh, hi, Dick. How are you?
Fine.
Hey, I hear you were great in the game last Saturday.
Nobody plays
Well, it sure
tiddlywinks
was a
like you,
close
Dick.
Yeah, but we pulled through all right. Hey, maybe now we'll go on and win the championship.
Well,
I just hope that
so.
Rudy kid stops
Say,
asking
Mary,
to play.
As you know, the prom's the 24th.
So I'm not sure
think
why
it's
I
going
told
to
you
be a lot
that.
of fun. Would you like to go with me?
Dick, it sounds great. I'd love to.
Not shown
And
Dick
Jack
getting
said his
shot
folks
down
are
about
fixing a
20
midnight
times
supper for
earlier.
our crowd after the dance.
That'll be fun.
Nothing more thrilling than
So
having
we
supper
like
with your
getting
friend's
home.
parents.
Will that be all right?
Oh, I'm sure it will be. But why don't you let me check with Mother tonight?
Yeah, it's not like I'm old enough to
about
take
if I pick you up
responsibility
at
for myself or
7:30?
anything.
That's fine.
Good. See you then.
Goodbye, Dick, and thanks for calling.
We really needed to pad out the film.
Just little things. A few thoughtful courtesies ensure the success of this very special evening.
Well, that and booze.
The boy thinks ahead. Make sure of transportation early.
When's this thing gonna run?
Supposed to run? Ah,
Guess about
crap.
2 months. I'm getting a little anxious myself.
Dad, I have a date for the prom.
A real one
I'd
this
like to
time?
use the car.
Well, did you ask your mother?
She said it was all right. It's okay with you.
Parental buck
I've got no
passing.
objection, as long as you take care of it.
And just so you
I
know,
treat it
putting
as
it
if
in
it were my
reverse to
very
spin
own.
back the odometer doesn't work.
The girl thinks ahead, too, with all the excitement and enthusiasm that only a prom can bring.
Yeah, can't you just feel the
guests get
electricity in
second
this
look at
scene?
home, and the dream of a big evening is well on its way. Naturally, her closest friend gets all the details, down to the last seam.
Like whether or not she plans to put out. Anybody else thirsty all of a sudden?
It's just perfect. It's a delicate pale yellow with tiny daisies scattered on the skirt and across the top. Oh, it sounds neat.
Not to mention swell and peachy.
Great too. I can hardly wait to see it.
The slit goes to the hip, you say?
Girls aren't the only ones who are concerned about clothes for this occasion.
Yes, Dick needs to find his dress too.
Everybody's going to wear a tux.
Well, all I have is a black one. What do you think?
Sounds okay. I think I'm going to wait and find out what Mary's dress is like. Maybe I can wear my white dinner jacket.
No suits, though.
Right.
Anybody
formal,
shows up in a
all the
suit,
way.
we kill
See ya.
him. Right, now to get the keg delivered.
A thoughtful touch on the boy's part is to be sure that the flowers he sends are a perfect match for his date's dress.
So you'd better hope she's not wearing paisley.
Has Mary talked to you about the dress she's wearing to the prom?
She sure has, and wait till you see it. It's beautiful.
Well, fill me in. I have to make sure I have the right corsage.
Come on, dish!
Well, to start with, it has...
Then Dick tells it all to the florist.
A bouffant skirt of pale yellow taffeta with lots of daisies scattered all over. Oh, and the bodice is covered with daisies, too. And to top it off, it's strapless.
All that on one dress? Could be mighty pretty, though.
I guess so. But what kind of corsage do you get for a dress that's covered with daisies?
I don't know,
Well,
how
that's one
about
thing for
daisies?
sure. We don't put any flowers on the dress.
I guess you'd look like a garden.
Well, that only leaves us two other ways to go. A wrist corsage or a nosegay.
What's that?
An antiquated
Come
term
on,
that's
show-
fallen out of use.
By finding out exactly what kind of flowers to send, the boy avoids disappointments, such as color clashes, or problems such as what to do with the shoulder corsage when his date shows up in a strapless gown.
Certain other disappointments will be
By
unavoidable
taking
in
care of
Dick's
all the
case.
little details in advance, he can look forward to the evening with confidence.
Remember, spontaneity is for chumps.
How do you like it?
You're a lovely young lady.
Oh,
But what are you
thanks,
doing in
Daddy.
my house?
All the glamour and excitement of a new formal is shared first of all with the family.
That's
Just
actually a
little
bit
things,
creepy now that I
but
think
they
about
do
it.
make a big difference. The girl shows her thoughtfulness by being ready on time. The boy arrives on time so the girl's dress doesn't go limp while she sits around waiting.
And we certainly don't want
It takes
anything
a few
going
moments
limp.
for small talk to give her parents a chance to size up the fellow who's taking their daughter out.
And break his kneecaps if
And
necessary.
naturally, she shows up before he runs out of conversation.
Hi.
Unless she enjoys making him
Your flowers
squirm.
are just beautiful. They're perfect with my dress.
Well, I have to admit, I had a little help.
An old guy had to tell me what a nosegay is.
Aren't they?
Dear, you just look beautiful.
Oh, thank you.
Say, if you two don't want to be late, you better be on your way.
Get out, get out!
All right, Mom.
Good night.
Dad.
Good night, sweetheart.
Night.
Dick, have a nice time.
Oh, we will. See you later.
Good night, Dick.
Night.
And have fun.
So
Or
with
he'll
ease,
kill you.
the big evening begins.
And halfway through the film, we finally get to the prom.
Thoughtfulness here keeps party shoes and a formal dress from having to hike through the parking lot.
What, your high school didn't have valet parking?
The prom. It's a pleasure.
Do instructional films
For
really
June
need
and
title
May.
drops?
For Linda and Jack,
Ozzie and Harriet,
June and Tom,
Bonnie and Clyde,
Robin and Ed,
Dharma and Greg,
and all their other friends.
and
They're
Zoidberg.
here to have a big time. It's a sure thing for everyone when the fun of the evening is shared by all.
Assuming there's any fun to be shared.
I'm Dick Carter. This is Mary Moore.
Apparently we don't know you despite coming to this school for 4 years.
After meeting the first person in the receiving line, they exchange greetings with each chaperone.
Fun!
No, you're Mrs. Bell.
From now on, dancing and fun are one and the same thing for the boy and girl.
Don't like dancing?
And the
Sucks to be
couples
you.
usually exchange dances within their own group.
After all, being insular
The
is an
boy
important
fills
part
out
of
the
high
girls'
school.
dance program. Of course, he takes the first and last dance, and also writes in 4 others.
Because you can't have fun without
Leaving
adhering to
one
a strict
dance each
schedule.
For Jack, Tom, Lee, and Ed. The program is a way of keeping dances straight, and also gives the couples a chance to dance with each other.
And is certainly not a tool to keep them bound to routines, oh no.
Dance floor etiquette calls for certain considerations that add to the evening and make more fun for everyone.
Make sure you have a dedicated space for the mosh pit.
The girl precedes the boy to the dance floor. The boy goes first when there's such a crowd that he needs to open the way.
Shoulder checking is frowned upon, but not forbidden. Man, I thought my prom was dull. What is this, the Valium Jazz Orchestra? And we're pretty much just padding the film out at this point. Hey, we just spent almost a minute watching people slow dance.
When the dance ends, Lee applauds the orchestra. Judy chooses not to.
I'm with Judy on
Either
this
way
one.
is correct.
Very much for the dance.
It was fun.
Probably not to anyone watching us, but
Lee
still.
escorts Judy off the dance floor so that she's not stranded.
Yeah, stranded
Lee
4
leaves
feet
her with her
away.
next partner, our friends. Another dance begins, and Tom's ready to claim a program partner.
Because again, spontaneity is for chumps.
Isn't that band great?
Sure is.
When Jack asks for a non-program dance, he has a special way of asking.
Not that it keeps him from getting shot down.
Thank you.
Have the next dance, please.
Dance, Forrest, dance!
Smooth, isn't he? He
Has
doesn't
4 miles
embarrass
of
her by
bad
asking
road.
if this dance is taken, which might imply that she hasn't been asked.
And no one must ever imply that. Because one pointless dance scene just wasn't enough.
Lee is courteous to a cut-in. It never occurs to him to refuse.
He's a spineless pushover, and you should be
Should be
too.
considerate also, and not come back later when he's dancing again with June.
Or he'll get his face pounded in. Kinda makes you long for rock climbing or a sandstorm, doesn't it? Yep, that sure is some slow dancing, alright. No doubt about it. It's a good thing there's no rock and roll at this prom. The devil's music, you know.
Anyone for intermission? Everyone, of course.
Absolutely. Oh, you meant the prom, not the film. Ugh.
And this is fun, too.
Man, I wish I could
The
remember who
music may
sponsored this
stop,
film.
But consideration goes right on.
This is where they make fun of the girls with the uncoordinated corsages, I think.
Another example of consideration. Someone remembers that chaperones like refreshments, too.
What?
They also
No.
enjoy joining in the conversation.
I'm sure the generation gap makes for some very
Couples
interesting
who usually
conversations.
keep their group very small find that widening their circle, sharing the intermission with others, makes the evening more fun for everybody.
But remember, you have to restrict the dancing to your own clique.
Intermission over, the music begins, and back to dancing.
Yes,
Well,
still
for
more
most
dancing.
couples anyway. But this is a good time to say that any girl stuck with a show-off instead of a dancer has social custom on her side if she wants to break it up.
You can't have people having fun or enjoying themselves after all. The music is picked up, but mostly they're still slow dancing. What's up with that?
Dance floor collisions happen now and then.
Excuse me, that's quite all right.
But even though Linda just might have been at fault, the boy takes the blame.
Make your own joke.
No casualties, and the dancing goes on.
And on, and on. So, have you experienced deep hurting yet?
This is it. The last dance.
Promise?
The one the girl saves for her favorite fellow.
But none of the girls asked me
Linda
to...
for Jack.
Oh.
And Judy for Lee.
And Rachel for Ross.
June for Tom. Robin for Ed.
T for 2.
All through the evening, the dance program has kept track of who's dancing with whom. But now it's much more than that. It's a souvenir of the prom, with autographs running off the margins. Memories of that special date with that special young man.
A painful reminder that your best years are behind you. Music fished out of Henry Mancini's wastebasket.
Now it's time to say goodnight to the chaperones.
And you know what that means.
Good night, Miss Bell. Enjoyed it. I'm so glad you did. Everything was just so fun. I enjoyed it. Good night. Good night. I'm so glad you came. Good night.
Okay, we've established that we're leaving. You can ditch this scene now.
But prom night isn't over. Whether it's a snack on the way home or a more formal buffet at Jack's house, the evening continues in the same way.
Plotting and awkward.
Graciousness, consideration, and fun.
Is there a reason we can't just go home?
For couples invited to someone else's home, it's important to remember that hosts should be appreciated, not taken for granted.
Unless, of course, the food is bad.
Okay, how are you? Hi there, Robin.
Thrilling!
And the genuine hospitality of Mr. and Mrs. Nelson puts the final touch on a perfect evening.
Mr. and Mrs. Nelson will show the kids the kill floor later. I am just blanking on who the sponsor of this film is. It's gonna bug me all day now.
Enjoyed having you.
Considerate escorts make sure their dates don't have to remind them that it's time to go.
Failing that, a sharp jab in the ribs works very well.
Oh, Robin, are you going already?
Wish you wouldn't leave so soon.
I smell insincerity coming from Mr. Nelson.
Thank you very much.
The pleasure was all ours.
Have your mother call me tomorrow morning, Robin. Bye. Good night.
Oh, we enjoyed having you. Hurry back. Bye-bye.
All right, that's it. Out now, all of you.
Prom was great.
It sure was. I had a wonderful time.
I had a great time, too. I think it
Lies
was
hold their
because of
relationship
you.
together.
See you tomorrow.
What's with the Looney Tunes music here? Hang on, they didn't give us any of the important tips, like when to spike the punch. Man, is it just me, or did that film make anybody else really thirsty?
You can dance every dance with the guy that gives you the eye, let him hold you tight. You can smile every smile for the man who held your hand beneath the pale moonlight. But don't forget who's taking you home and in whose arms.
A risk or side or nosegay?
What's that?